suffered pain, your spirit soars and sings. Though sorrow clouds your day, it's sunny skies tomorrow brings. And take my hand, let's be friends forever. And take my hand, alone no more, not ever. Imagine dreams are real, and soon you'll start to feel there's magic all around. And take my hand, love is all around.
Anne could not go to school. She had to stay at home for 7 tedious weeks while her ankle healed. Although she had many visitors, she was beginning to regret having accepted Josie Pye's dare to walk the ridge piece of Mrs. Barry's kitchen roof.
Is anything the matter, Anne? When are you coming down? Matthew and I are waiting for you.
I'm sorry. I have so much to think about.
Is that the real reason, or aren't you feeling well? Is your leg hurting?
Diana didn't visit me this afternoon either, Marilla. It's been 4 days now. You know, she visited me regularly after school and never skipped even one day, but all of a sudden she just hasn't turned up. There must be a reason for her behavior.
Something must be preventing her. Don't worry too much, Anne. I'm sure she'll visit you tomorrow.
I don't think so. I'm sure she doesn't like me anymore and has another friend.
Anne, please don't fret about things you only suspect. Come downstairs. It isn't healthy to sit and brood alone in your room.
And to think she promised to be a true friend forever and ever. How could she forget so easily? I'm sorry. I just won't be able to eat anything.
If that's what you want. Apparently nobody feels like coming to supper on time.
I'm sorry, but your friend, Mrs. Rachel Lindy, met me in the lane. She told me about Diana.
What did she say? Has something happened to Diana?
I'll go over to Orchard Slope myself. Diana won't be able to avoid me and she'll have to tell me to my face why she doesn't want to visit me.
Matthew, I'm relying on you. Anne must not be told.
And why not?
Do you want to tell her that Diana is in Charlottetown and that she's ill? You know what her reaction would be. She'd be beside herself with anxiety. She wouldn't be able to think about anything else.
I knew it was something terrible.
Why on earth did Diana leave for Charlottetown without first telling Anne she was going? I find it rather strange, don't you?
How should I know? She probably didn't have time to tell her. Far more important is what to tell Anne. We'll have to tell her something, you know. Oh! Oh! Anne! Anne!
Diana, I'm so ashamed of myself. How could I have believed you didn't want to visit me? I even thought you had a new best friend. If it weren't so tragic, it might be funny. I have to lie in bed here, and you are ill in Charlottetown. I can't visit you, and you can't visit me.
Oath we had declared, two hearts that shared a true and most enduring love. as sure as moon and stars do shine above. Devoted friends, we swore to love though death us part with all our hearts. But you are gone now, I feel so alone.
I can't bear the anxiety.
If you carry on like this, you'll be no help to yourself or Diana. Why don't you hop over to Mrs. Barry and inquire about her?
Mrs. Barry might not have had word yet, seeing Diana so far away. Marilla, won't you go to Orchard Slope and ask about Diana? Please, Marilla, please go in my place. I can't stand it another second.
Calm down, Anne. I can understand that you're worried about your little friend, but you're exaggerating again. If you sit here worrying and fretting about her condition, you could make yourself ill. How do you know Diana's seriously ill? She might only have a head cold and a little fever.
The first day we met. I solemnly swear to be faithful to my best friend Diana Barry as long as the sun and moon shall endure. Now you repeat it and put my name in it. I solemnly swear to be faithful to my best friend Anne Shirley as long as the sun and moon shall endure. Do you remember when we solemnly promised to be faithful to one another forever and ever? It was so beautiful and romantic. I shall never forget that moment as long as I live. I had never had a real best friend before. All my friends lived in my imagination. One of them was Cathy Morris. I truly loved Cathy, but she was only my reflection in the glass door of the bookcase. And do you remember when we discovered our little ring of white birch trees and called it Idlewild? Wasn't that a romantic afternoon?
How pretty! Everything is pink. The clouds, the sky, even the trees.
And when we were not allowed to see each other, do you remember? Diana, would you give me a lock of your jet black tresses imparting to treasure forevermore?
Have you got anything to cut
I've
it
got
with?
my patchwork scissors in my apron pocket, fortunately. Just hold still, Diana. I'll sew it in a little bag and wear it around my neck forever. Fare thee well, my beloved friend. My heart will ever be faithful to thee. Don't despair, Diana, we shall see one another again someday.
Anne, come down, please. Dinner's on the table. I can call as often as I wish. You just never answer. Have you lost your hearing? Whatever is the matter, Anne? Oh. Anne can be such a strange child. It's perplexing. After dinner, I'm going to see Mrs. Barry and inquire about Diana. I want this household to return to normal.
Yes, do that.
Mrs. Barry! Mrs. Barry! Anybody home? Mrs. Barry? I want you to promise me you'll eat your food before it gets cold. It's such a waste of good food.
Unfortunately, I don't feel able to force food down my throat, Marilla.
I think you ought to try your best to eat something, or do you want to be even thinner?
The worry about Diana's made me lose weight already. I'm going to sit right here until I know what has happened to her.
All right, suit yourself. Then I'll just have to sit on your bed and wait until you've finished your supper.
There midnight's all a glimmer, and noon a purple glow, and evening full of the linnet's wings. I will arise and go now, for always night and day I hear lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavements grey, I hear it in the deep heart's core.
What a beautiful poem. It gives me gooseflesh. I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. I hear it in the deep heart's core.
Anne.
Yes?
You are supposed to find solutions to the sums I gave you. You shouldn't have been adding numbers. No, spelling isn't exactly your strong point. And all your sums are wrong too. Have a look at this, children. Not one is correct. And Shirley will have to work hard to catch up.
Please don't let it bother you, Anne. He treats everybody like this.
You stood by me right from my very first day at school, Diana. You always supported me. Everyone knew you were my best friend.
Alas, my love, you do me wrong to cast me off discourteously. For I have loved you so long, delighting in your company. Green sleeves was all my joy, and oh, green sleeves was my delight. Green sleeves was my heart of gold, I knew but my lady green sleeves. Alas, my love, you do me wrong to cast me off. Green sleeves was all my joy, and oh, green sleeves was my delight. Green sleeves was my heart of gold, and who but my lady green?
Goodbye, Diana.
Goodbye, Anne.
I'll see you tomorrow. I can't wait. Unfortunately, not everyone was as kind to me as you were, Diana.
Carrot head, carrot head.
You hateful boy! How dare you!
Huh?
I hate you!
Oh, my goodness. could you ignore Gilbert's apology, Anne?
I shall never forgive that hateful Gilbert Blythe.
You mustn't mind Gilbert's making fun of your hair. He makes fun of all the girls. He laughs at mine because it's so black. Often. Constantly. It's true. Honestly, it is. Gilbert's just a natural tease. He's called me a crow a dozen times. It's annoying, but also quite funny. And carrots isn't so bad.
You often gave me good advice, which I didn't always follow. My conscience tells me I haven't been all best friend should be, but I promised I'll try to improve. I'm not sure I can improve, though, because I seem to make so many mistakes. But one encouraging thing is that I never make the same mistake twice. There must be a limit to the mistakes one person can make. And when I get to the end of them, I'll be through with him.
You were late, Anne Shirley. And what did you do to your hair? You look absolutely unkempt. I noticed that you entered the schoolhouse with the boys and not with the girls. Since you seem so fond of the boys' company, we shall indulge your taste for it. You can sit next to Gilbert Blythe for the rest of the year.
That's awful. Mean. Why are you taking all these things home, Anne?
Because I'm not coming back to school ever again, Diana.
Oh, Anne! Anne, do you really think Marilla will let you stay at home?
She'll have to. I'm not going to school. While that man is the teacher.
Oh, Anne, I do think you're mean. What shall I do? Mr. Phillips will make me sit with that horrid Gertie Pye because she's sitting alone. Do come back, please, Anne.
I'd do almost anything in the world for you, Diana. I'd let myself be torn limb from limb if it would do any good. But I can't do this. So please don't ask for it. You tear at my very soul.
I know you feel insulted, but just think of all the fun you'll miss.
You visited me after school every day and told me what was happening. You brought me the lessons and homework and saw to it that I didn't lose touch.
Anne, just imagine, Charlie Sloane was kept after school.
And how did I repay you? I invited you to tea and then sent you home in a disgraceful condition.
Ooh, raspberry cordial. I love raspberry cordial.
I know, Diana. Please help yourself. Take as much as you want.
This is the nicest cordial I've ever drunk. I'm awfully dizzy.
Oops! Why, Diana? What's the matter?
I'm awfully sick. I must go right home. Must go now, Anne. I feel queer. La 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 la. Oops! La 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 la. There goes me, Anne. La 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 la. Oops!
Your mother was very angry with me. With good reason. Because you were drunk and she believed that I had done it on purpose. How could I have known that the raspberry cordial you drank was homemade currant wine? But I was able to make amends when I could help Minnie May when she had croup. Come on, Minnie May. Be a good girl and swallow the medicine. Please, Minnie May. The medicine will help you.
Open your mouth, Minnie May. Listen to Anne. When will the doctor be here?
You saved the baby's life, young lady.
Oh. You're going to be all right, Minnie May. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much, Anne.
I'm so glad after all that Mrs. Hammond had 3 pairs of twins. If she hadn't, I might not have known how to help Minnie May. If your mother hadn't forgiven me, oh Diana, if she hadn't allowed you to play with me anymore, my life would have been covered with a black cloud forever and ever. Oh, I can't bear the terrible thought. What's to become of me if you never return from Charlottetown, if I never see you again? Oh! No, Marilla. Please let me cry in peace. I find it comforting to cry. If I couldn't cry like this, I'd have a complete collapse. I do hope you understand. It's all so sad.
Is something troubling Lady Cordelia?
It's impossible. Diana, where have you come from?
From Charlottetown, where we visited Aunt Josephine. We had news she was poorly and decided to go to Charlottetown to nurse her. Fortunately, she recovered pretty soon, and we stayed only a few days.
I nearly died of anxiety. I didn't know what had happened to you. If you had come one day later, I might not have been among the living anymore.
And I'm glad I'm back. Anne, your ankle must be better. You can walk without holding on to anything.
I never even noticed.
How wonderful, Anne. You're fine now.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Please don't cry again. If you do, I'll start crying too. Please, Anne.
Diana came back in the nick of time. I was beginning to despair of ever hearing Anne laugh again.
Yeah, so was I.
Anne was ready to go back to school in October. In the new teacher, Miss Stacy, she found another true and helpful friend. Anne blossomed like a flower under her wholesome influence and carried home glowing accounts of school life. But more about that next time.
Soft whispers on the breeze, the wood nymphs in the trees are calling out your name. They offer you their gift, sweet fragrance fills the air. The magic of a moonlit night, a nightingale's song to share.